Hello, how's it going, everybody? And you are watching the result report coverage of the Midwest region of 2023 March Madness NCAA tournament. To start off, the 1 seed I do believe is overrated. That is Houston, to be exact. They don't have any competition. They're playing the 16 seed Northern Kentucky Norse. I've got Houston winning this one. Northern Kentucky is no competition. Houston actually has only one win over a ranked team. They have 6 quad 1 wins though. So to start with that, Houston moving on. And then the 8 seed Iowa playing the 9 seed Auburn. And Auburn has not played well frequently. Iowa is a do they show up or do they not? Some examples of that. I have Iowa moving on. Auburn's just, I don't know what happened to them. After being a 2 seed last year and ranked number 1 for like 3 weeks, they're not good anymore, really. The 5 seed Miami out of the ACC, that is a good Miami team with Isaiah Wong and Nigel Pack leading the way for the Hurricanes. Against the 12 seed Drake Bulldogs, I have not seen them play, but I do know a bit about them. They have some pretty good defense, and I've seen a lot of things that Drake is going to beat Miami, and I also believe that. So I have Drake moving on. Remember that 5-12 upset thing. So I have Drake moving on after that one. And then the 4 seed Indiana and 13 seed Kent State. They beat Toledo by 13 in the MAC championship, but Indiana would also smoke the heck out of Toledo. Also, they're going to smoke the heck out of Kent State, give those Hoosiers the win. And then 6 seed Iowa State against 11 seed Mississippi State Pitt. So first, with this, you have to pick Mississippi State or Pitt to win the game. So I'm going to have to go with Pitt to win. Mississippi State, I don't know why they made it. And Pitt is better than just like the last 4 in. Like, that is a good Pittsburgh team, even though they started 1-3, beating Northwestern in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. So I have Pitt moving on, and then losing to Iowa State, like I said earlier in the last video, that the Big 12 is too much for many teams. I believe that for any Big Ten team, it's too much for any SEC team. ACC is kind of weak, and then the Big Ten is just, not the Big Ten, the Big 12 is just too much. Give the Cyclones win. 3 seed Xavier playing the 14 seed Kennesaw State Owls got the 1-point win against Liberty in the Atlantic Sun Championship. So that gives the Kennesaw State their first ever March Madness appearance. Though teams that make their first don't go over well. Though I don't think Xavier's playing very well right now, give the Musketeers the move on. Then the 7 seed, 10 seed game, you see it's usually the 7 seed that controls it, or the 10 seed. The 7 seed this year is Texas A&M Aggies. 10 seed is Penn State, who was down by 17 with 6 minutes to go against Purdue in the Big Ten Championship, came back and eventually cut it to 1, losing 65-67. And so that is not a bad Purdue team, got a 1 seed. But Penn State's shooting has been spectacular, and Texas A&M might have some stuff in their head that's not too good. Like, they might be mad, and that could cause them to not play well after a blowout loss to Alabama in the SEC championship, though they did beat Alabama on senior day by 6 at home. And then Penn State is going to move on after that. 2 seed Texas and 15 seed Colgate. Texas beat Kansas by 16 in the Moody Center like a week ago. And then they also just beat Kansas by 20 in the Big 12 championship. That makes you need to take Texas seriously. So I have the Horns winning this one. And so on to the next round. I have 1 seed Houston against 8 seed Iowa. I said earlier, Houston is overrated, which is why I'm picking Iowa. Iowa is my sleeper. When you're picking a sleeper, you need to pick a team with like a well-experienced coach and a team that has either a really elite offense or defense and one player that their go-to scorer. And Iowa has all of that. They have multiple players as their go-to scorer, mainly Chris Murray. So I have Iowa as my sleeper here. So I have Iowa beating Houston there. And then the 12 seed Drake against the 4 seed Indiana. That is tough. Upset alert, Drake. The Drake Bulldogs are a good team. Not that I've seen them play. Wait, I did see them beat Bradley. I don't know that Bradley's too good. But Drake is a team you should all be afraid of, especially you Miami fans. You right there pick Drake to beat Miami and to beat Indiana. Yes, you. I'm talking about you. So Drake to beat Indiana here. And then down low, I have Iowa State playing against Xavier. Well, Xavier does not deserve a 3 seed, not one little bit. So it should be Iowa State out of the Big 12. Just beat Baylor twice, even on the road and on a neutral site. Give those Cyclones the win. Okay, so Iowa State to the Sweet 16. Good pick there. This might be the best game of March Madness here. 10 seed Penn State against 2 seed Texas. Both of these teams are red hot right now. And then the Nittany Lions, not a traditional basketball program, Texas is, but they're playing spectacular right now. They've been good at shooting all year long. So, this is tough. But Texas just beat a 1 seed pretty darn well twice. By 36 total in 2 games. So they averaged beating Kansas by 18. A total over the season, an average of by 14 points. They averaged beating Kansas. So give those Horns the win over Penn State, but barely. That's going to be a good game over there. Sweet 16, the 8 seed Iowa and the 12 seed Drake Bulldogs. Iowa, like I said, is my sleeper here. Hawkeyes to the next round. Even though Drake is a good team, Hawkeyes to the next round. And then the other Sweet 16 game, 6-seeded Iowa State not the Hawkeyes. Iowa State Cyclones against the 2-seed Texas Longhorns. A conference matchup here, but it's been a lot. Iowa State, Kansas State, Texas, all those good teams, Texas Tech, West Virginia, TCU, Oklahoma State, I can name all of them. But they all have struggled at some point in the season, including Kansas. The Big 12 struggles against each other. The Big 12 is unpredictable. Just remember that. It's unpredictable with any of these teams that made it. All except for 4. And one of those teams was the first team out, Oklahoma State. I'm sorry for those. If you saw the last video title, it was, did your team make it at the end? Sorry, Oklahoma State. You did get a 1 seed in the NIT. Okay. So Iowa State and Texas, those Horns just won the Big 12 as they were not predicted to. It's supposed to be Baylor and Kansas. Give Texas the win to the Elite 8. So that leads it Iowa and Texas. 2 pretty good teams. But who am I going to pick? Not Iowa. Texas. Hook them. They're gonna hook the Hawkeyes, like take those big horns, and then the Hawkeyes are gonna run right into it. Yup, they're gonna try too hard pretty much, I think. Texas is pretty good. They have so many good players. And you can't trash talk Jabari Rice, because guess what's gonna happen? He's gonna get back to you. 1, you also can't. 2, you also can't trash talk. You can't trash talk him because he's Sir Jabari Rice. Yeah, he can go crazy. Then also they've got Marcus Carr, excellent shooter. And then I don't know why Timmy Allen didn't play against Kansas. Rodney Terry, I think, should get the head coaching job for Texas. But let those Longhorns roll on to the Final Four. Okay, so we're gonna do our West Region episode next.